pages of a magazine for vacationers. Why not be here at Nakiska Ski Resort? Hi there and welcome to Chasing Limits, part of this incredible coverage we've been giving you over the last couple of days of the Canadian Alpine Nationals, the giant slalom from Nakiska. Joining me is Paul Stutz, former World Cup racer. My name is Phoenix and welcome to this winter wonderland. Paul, over the last, I'd say about 18 hours, 16 hours, we've been inundated with Mother Nature's love.
We certainly have. We saw it coming down during the Super G race yesterday. We knew that snow was coming. We knew it was in the forecast. And here we are. Take a look around us. And unfortunately, we don't see a lot of ski racers on that hill right now, do we?
Okay, so we're going to give you an update on what exactly is happening. Today's race is supposed to be the giant slalom. And as indicated by those trees, guess what we've been doing? Guess what we've been doing over the last little bit? We've been watching Mother Nature accumulate all of this snow. It has been breathtaking, to say the least, but it's been one of those things that, well, you don't want to chance an athlete's danger. So what you want to do is you want to make sure, Paul, that everything's okay.
Safety, definitely the most important piece of this puzzle, and thankfully they made an executive decision today, had all the coaches, the jury, and the race organizing committee make that decision to cancel today's race. And as we can see, phenomenal skiing for everyone except for the giant slalom racers today.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk to a number of people over the next half hour or so. We're going to be chatting with the GM of Nakiska and of Kananaskis. We'll also talk to the chief of timing. And what about the guy who's in charge of the race? His name, Mr. G. We're going to bring Mike over here to have a little conversation with us as well.
Definitely. It's we're going to get a first account of exactly what happened today, but we know we had to make that tough decision. Nobody wants to make those hard decisions to cancel a race, as we always want athletes to be gunning for their best, and there was a giant slalom national title on the line today, but again, safety being paramount. We have a wonderful day of skiing. I get left, but it's not going to be in the gates.
Okay, so here's what everyone wants to know. What exactly is going to happen right now? So tomorrow is supposed to be the slalom. So what's going to happen is we're going to have talks. The coach is going to be talking with the organizers. The organizers are going to decide which one is actually going to happen, whether or not it's going to be the giant slalom tomorrow or the slalom.
Yes, they have made that decision. They got together with all the coaches. They wanted to ensure that was unanimous, and we will proceed with the slalom race tomorrow. Obviously, with a continued amount of snow in the forecast, which is fantastic for the Nakiska Ski Resort, we might add. We're going to have a slalom race tomorrow. It will be best for safety and for the athletes to have a good, even, fair, safe race, and it'll be exciting action to watch tomorrow with slalom race.
So what exactly does this do for the confidence of the athletes who are a little probably thrown off by what's happening here? It's just something that they just roll their eyes and go, you know what? It's part of alpine skiing.
It certainly is. It is a part of alpine skiing. Every one of them has seen this before, and they'll see it again. This is nothing new. We know it's Mother Nature is in charge, and, here we are. I think disappointment might be the only thing that they're feeling today, but as what I saw a few athletes sneaking in a few powder turns, so I'm sure still some smiles.
Okay, so here's the skinny. We want to find out more about this resort, and why not? Jan Zakarek is the GM of Nakiska and of Kananaskis. First of all, thank you.
Thank you for the powder, or thank you for no race?
Well, no. We would love to have a race, but the powder. You and I were just chatting a few moments ago, Jan, that this is something that is very common here in Nakiska.
Well, it used to be very common. This is actually quite normal when in the early spring these upslopes are hitting Kananaskis Valley and dump 10, 20, 30 centimeters of snow. We didn't have it for the last 2 years because the winters kind of sucked, I would say. But this year, winter is back to normal, and this is what we get.
Paul, you like this stuff?
Oh, we certainly do. As much as I like racing, I think everyone's having fun in the powder. And you know what? I know you can't say it, but let me say it for them. Come to Nakiska and ski some of this amazing snow. This is fun. I actually lucked out and had a run down there myself. And it is not stopping. We have a lot of powder here today. So busy today for sure.
Definitely busy, and you know what? You guys talked about those ski racers who were kind of bummed that there is no race. They were bummed from about 10 minutes, and after that switched skis, and they are still on the hill and skiing powder. Because for those guys from Ontario, from Quebec, this is something special. This is champagne powder, one of the cheapest helicopter skiing what they can imagine with a ski lift. So they are definitely enjoying it, and they will be ready for the slalom for tomorrow.
Yes, they will. And we had 3 tremendous days of racing. We had the downhills and Super Gs off with pretty much not a hitch. I think it was tremendous racing and not only showcased Nakiska to the world, but we had a few national championship titles handed out on that tremendous slope.
Yeah, definitely. And usually the speed events are the events that are usually kind of screwed up with the snow. But this time, it was the giant slalom national title. What will need to be kind of awarded some other way. Anyway, snow is good all the time, and everybody was enjoying it. Public was enjoying it. Even ski racers were enjoying it. I am sure the organizer doesn't, because it will be a lot of work to prepare the slalom for tomorrow.
Definitely. A lot of work goes into it. We have to thank, obviously, the resort and the organizing committee for all of their hard work here. But you know what? Nakiska's no stranger to hosting tremendous events. Obviously, 1988, we had some phenomenal Olympic events. But what's coming up?
Yeah, well, hold on. We'll get to that in a second, Jan. We're just looking here at the winners from yesterday's Super G here, and fantastic conditions here, as always, at Nakiska. And to see these athletes do some of their best. A couple of ladies on the podium that are a couple of sisters, Paul, that we saw yesterday. It's quite a sight, quite a presentation by both of these ladies.
Definitely. Huge congratulations go out to the Gunnerstedt sisters, Nadia and Rebecca from Sweden. And actually, they took a Canadian national title away from us. But we have to mention our local favorite, Alberta Ski Team member Georgia Burgess, on the podium for the 3rd day in a row.
We should also keep in mind, too, that thank you very much for all the great emails you've been sending to us. We've got coverage from all over the place. We've actually gotten, speaking of the Gunnerstedt sisters, it's a great story here about their dad, who's back in Sweden, yes?
He is, and
or
he
Switzerland.
was Sweden, yes.
Sweden, yes.
And was broadcasting this race live in a bar he was hanging out in, and he got to watch his 2 daughters on the top of the podium yesterday. So I'm sure he was buying drinks for the entire bar. Proud Papa over from Sweden, but just shows you we're showcasing this resort to the world.
Joining us is Jan Sakarek. He's the GM of Nakiska and of Kananaskis. Do you feel like a kid in the candy store sometimes when you actually go on the hill? I mean, you've seen these conditions thousands of times, but I'm sure you put a little grin on your face and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to step out for a couple of hours. I'll see you guys in a while.
Actually, the grin is on my face every day. This is my office, guys.
Isn't that great?
This is my office, and there is no bad day on the ski hill. Even when it's raining, it's still about skiing, and tomorrow it will be not raining, and it will be better, and you just have to take it how it is. Working in a ski area is a dream for many people, and my dream came true, and I'm still enjoying it.
Further to the comment that Paul made a few moments ago about the 1988 Winter Olympics. Of course, 10 alpine events were held here at Nakiska. The talk is that Calgary is hoping for a possible bid for the 2026 Olympics. Have you had conversation with the organizing committee, with Mayor Nenshi? Maybe just fill us in a little bit.
Well, as most of the people who are interested in Winter Olympics and winter sports know, that there is already a task force investigating the feasibility of doing the Olympics in Calgary again for 2026. And obviously this task force already visited the places where potential places where different events would be held. And yes, Nakiska is one of the places.
What will make the difference, John? What would take them over the edge to say, yes, we want to return to Nakiska?
Well, I do not think there is other place where all the requirements and all the alpine events can be held at this time. So Nakiska has an advantage. Nakiska was built for ski racing, has a huge reputation in ski racing, has all prerequisites of the modern ski racing area, and I think this is something what definitely puts Nakiska as a front runner in this run for the Olympics.
Well, you have our full support. I think you have the world's support as they're watching. Look, we got lots of snow, as we haven't seen in past Olympics. This might be the place to do it. And we know all of the support from Alpine Canada, Alberta Alpine is definitely going to be behind that Olympic bid. And you heard it from Jan. He said it right out of the horse's mouth. No bad days.
Thanks,
no bad days in skiing. Thank you very much.
There you go. He's the GM of Nakiska and of Kananaskis, Jan Sakarek, here joining us. As you can see, the giant slalom has been canceled for today. It seems rather ironic, doesn't it, Paul, that you'd cancel an event like this because of the snow. But as you have discovered, my friend, that this gentleman, we said, look, we need a little point of view. we need you to take us down this course to see what it's all about. May I say, this World Cup racer, we're expecting the best of the best to do his best. How did he do? Take a look.
Well, we're at the start gate. Not a lot of racing going on today, but you can see the snow is falling. We'll get a first-hand look at what the race run's looking like, and unfortunately we're in this situation where we have to cancel a race because of safety, but here we are. A great day to be in Nakiska nonetheless. This is the top section of the race run. This flatter section.
Well, you can see
one of the steepest pitches at Nakiska.
A lot of fresh snow. We're having some fun in it. But you know what? I was prepared. I'm used to racing in spandex on nice hard snow, but here we are trying to trying my best to
Let's look at that replay.
Let's not look at that replay.
Did you hit a rut?
That's not exactly the camera angle I was expecting there, but you know what? We were having some fun. I think I've seen a lot of that today. Everyone's having some fun in the powder. So that is what Nakiska is showcasing. We are lucky enough to catch up with Chief of Timing, Don Boyce. Welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Hey, good to be here.
Don, give us an idea. Well, we've been following you, of course, for the last couple of days. You've been seeing the timing on our screen here, courtesy of your incredible crew. First of all, the volunteers. Let's chat about them, first of all.
Yeah, we've got a crew really of about 4 people that are helping me with timing this week. From the people that are working our interval timing, the guys that are helping me get the setup done we were out last Saturday getting all the wiring set up in place so that we'd be ready to roll for our first training run.
Just a testament to how many people are there behind the scenes. It's not just a racer pushing out of the gate. The amount of volunteers and people in all aspects of this race. How intricate is the timing? I know there's a lot going on, and we're down to 100th of a second.
Amazing.
You have a big job.
Yeah, the timing systems are quite sophisticated that we're using these days. We're using the same equipment they'd use at a World Cup race. We run an A and a B timing system to make sure that we capture all the data correctly, get that accurate result for the racers. Because it was a speed event, we set up 2 intervals and a speed trap so that the coaches and athletes could see how they were doing on different parts of the racetrack. Takes a little bit of time to set up all that wiring and get all the eyes set up for doing that, but it's great fun.
But if there's anything we understand, it's the setting up of wiring with our TV crew. We just saw them a few minutes ago out on the course. These conditions, it's alpine skiing. We understand we're going to hit conditions like this. It's a little frustrating at times, but at the same time, though, your crew still has to get the job done.
That's what we do. We come out every day. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. We were up here first thing this morning getting ready to go, and unfortunately they had to cancel the race today, but most of the time our timing systems will work. Even in weather like we were having today, it wouldn't have been much of a problem for us.
Obviously, safety being the main concern today, and we all feel that they did make the best decision for the athletes, but thankfully timing was up and running, and you know it's been working a little too good. We haven't seen the Canadians on the top of the podium. Apparently there's no cash under the door working out for you guys. We're very thankful for that, and a tremendous job. I know how many tireless hours all of the volunteers and behind the scenes people are putting in, so a huge amount of gratitude to you guys, and thank you again for your hard work.
All right, thanks you. We're having a good time out here.
One last question before we let you go. So when you have, you're here working at Nakiska, but give us an idea where your crew goes for the timing. You're all over the place.
Each of the races has their own timing crew that comes in. So this is my second timing race that I've been doing this year. I've spent 40 days on snow this year doing volunteer of different types. We've had a lot of good times doing the different events. The one guy that's helping me with timing this weekend, he's been doing the timing for the last 5 or 6 years. He's did 3 events already in timing. So they just move around race to race.
Right.
Each club has people that are trained and ready to go.
Well, it wouldn't be a race without timing, so thank you again. Yes.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that very much. All right. Don Boyce is Chief of Timing. And again, just a reminder, there's been a cancellation here. The giant slalom has been put on hold because of Mother Nature.
We can all see the snow behind us. The snow is flying here in Nakiska. We showed up this morning. There was over a foot of fresh snow since yesterday, and great skiing to be had, but unfortunately no racing.
Well, the good news is we still have some great people we want to introduce you to, including Nigel Loring, who's the president of Alberta Alpine. We'll get his perspective on what's been happening over the last couple of days. And the chief of racing, Mike G, is also on standby. Yes, we are canceled today from Nakiska, but don't worry about it. Still more to come. You're watching Chasing Limits. part of Shaw TV. Back in a moment.
YCOM Solutions, a proud supporter of the Chasing Limits series and Alberta Amateur Sports. Visit ycom.ca for details on their full list of communication products and services.
Shaw TV is home to the WHL regular season and the 2017 WHL playoffs. The journey will start with 22 teams and we'll have all the hits, the saves, and the goals until one team is crowned as Chanel Cup champions. For complete broadcast information, visit shawtv.ca or whl.ca.
There's something you gotta see.
Who did this?
That's the car.
We have to go back up tomorrow. And they're not gonna go up there without you. Help me.
You'll have to trust me. You better come home to me.
Welcome back to the Nakiska Ski Resort. My name is Phoenix, joined by former World Cup racer. I should keep saying former. I'm sorry about that, pal.
It's fine. You can pump my tires all day long if you want.
Paul Stutz is joining me as well, too. And we talked about the beauty of this facility. How about families that like to enjoy this facility? We have the Hagen family with us, and let us introduce you to them. Dad, Jared, Mom, Vanessa. We have Elise, and we have Saren. There we go. Let's just make sure we get you in the shot. There you go. All right, Dad, let's start with you. You bring the family out here to Nakiska. You've got a season pass.
Yes, I do, yeah.
What about today's conditions?
This is probably the most snow we've seen in about 3 years since we've had the family pass.
Yeah, how much fun?
Oh, it's been great. It's been one of those days. I was saying actually to my girls, this is my favorite thing to do with my family. Lots of time we can chat while we go up the ski hill.
Yeah.
We just finished playing a board game up as we relaxed and had some lunch, and then we're ready to hit the slopes again.
I love it. Vanessa, okay, so let us know, who are the snowboarders, who are the skiers?
We are all skiers. We were talking actually today about maybe looking at putting the girls into snowboarding lessons, see if they'd like to try something new.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I may be a little biased, but I think that conversation's already over. They're going to stick with skiing, but
I like it.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. All right, Elise, I love your pink helmet. That looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Looks like you're having fun.
I am.
Okay, what's your favorite run down this hill?
I like silver a lot.
Yeah.
My favorite ski hill.
Yeah. Like, what's your favorite run here? You like the silver run?
I don't know if we know the names of the runs.
We go down silver. What is it called? Silvergrass? What is it?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. You can make it up. All right, Saren, let's ask you a question over here, Angel. This is kind of intimidating, isn't it? Can you see yourself on TV?
Yes.
You should wave. Wave to yourself. There you go. Oh, nice. How long have you been skiing?
Well, I've been skiing for 3 years.
Yeah. You're 27 now?
No, I'm only 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. What's so great about this hill? What's your favorite part of it?
I like the jumps and the slopes that you can go on.
Did you hear that? She does the jumps. You don't do the jumps, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Come on.
We all do the jumps.
You all do the jumps?
Maybe except for Mom.
Wow, yeah.
My
Mom,
dad doesn't know.
your mom doesn't like doing it at all.
No.
Okay.
And I also like the park.
Oh, Oh, I hear they have tubing.
Yeah.
You know the little tubes?
Yeah, I went on the tubes. I got spinned a lot.
Can I share a secret with you? That guy over there, that World Cup former racer, that guy over there, he's scared of the tubes.
Why?
What's that?
Why?
Well, I don't know, Paul.
They
Why?
go pretty fast. I don't know. I'm used to having skis on my feet, but the tubes, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. We've been following along here, Mom and Dad, the World Cup, or not the World Cup, but the Alpine Championships here at Nakiska. Would you ever want your daughters involved in something like that? Maybe the downhill, the giant slalom?
I don't know. I was watching a few of them practice, I think, last weekend when we were here on Saturday, and they go very fast. It's a little intimidating, even for myself, to try to catch up, even though my girls are going faster already than I am.
I bet. Vanessa, come on. Here's a mom's perspective.
I'm actually probably the scaredy cat of the family, for sure. I have a huge respect for the little people that ski by me way faster, and I think maybe one day I'll get there.
Yeah. Kids, would you like to do maybe the downhill, go at about 120 kilometers an hour down the hill?
Yes, I'd love to do that, but I don't think I'm a superhero.
Would you like to do that?
I would love to
See?
do that.
Uh-oh. What are you getting me into here?
Yeah, I'm sorry, pal. All right, the Hagen family, thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day here at Nakiska, because it's a beautiful, beautiful situation to be in. I mean, with all the powder. Yeah. Okay. Let's take another look at the live shot here. Thank you very much, Hagen family. A live shot here at Nakiska Ski Resort. We talked about it. The race has been canceled. The giant slalom has been canceled due to weather. And how ironic, Paul, that an event would be canceled because of weather. Okay, who's coming up next?
We have the opportunity. We've caught up with Nigel Loring. He's the president of Alberta Alpine. It's fantastic to have Alberta Alpine's involvement in putting on a race like this. Without them, this just wouldn't happen. He's also been our access producer and instrumental in putting this broadcast on air for all those viewers at home.
Okay, Nigel, we want to ask you about this as well, too, because one of the things that we're so proud of here at Shaw TV is making sure that we have access producers who are involved in the programming that we do here. You were actually quite involved with the programming, getting us here to the Hill.
Yeah, this is our third year working with Shaw TV, and it's a tremendous opportunity to profile our sport in our skiing community and to people from across not only the province, but hopefully from around the world who are tuning into this broadcast.
And as we've discovered, Paul, there's people all around the world that are watching this.
It is. We're showcasing this internationally, and all of our hometown favorites from the Alberta ski team. I know we've been watching, and we've seen a few medals hung around Alberta ski team members next.
Yeah.
You have to be proud.
Yeah, very proud of the athletes' success here over the past 5 days. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, today's race did not happen, but we're looking forward to another exciting race and hopefully good performances from our athletes again tomorrow.
As president of Alberta Alpine, what are some of your responsibilities?
Well, I oversee the competition and support for the 36 clubs we have in the province. We have just under 5,000 members, and that includes athletes, coaches, officials, volunteers, and they do a tremendous job activating our sport for ages youth all the way through adult, master's programs included.
Wow.
So for those watching at home, how would they get involved in Alberta Alpine? I mean, not just putting your kids into skiing, into the skiing world, into ski lessons, into ski racing. How would they get that information?
Well, as I mentioned, of the 36 clubs that are members of Alberta Alpine, they're all listed on our website, albertaalpine.ca, and of course they stretch all the way from south down at Castle Mountain, north up to Grand Prairie and Fort McMurray.
Well, that's phenomenal. I mean, we know we have a tremendous amount of ski racers that hail from this province and world champions among them. I think we have a tremendous legacy of skiers from Alberta Alpine, and you're just paving the way for that next generation with the slalom race tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've seen some favorites coming from Alberta. I think we're going to see a great race tomorrow, and hopefully some of those blue jackets on the top of the podium.
Yeah, we have some young hotshots, and they're really excited to compete against their peers from across Canada and show their stuff.
Someone, Nigel, who's involved or is interested in doing the same thing that you did as an access programmer, what are some of the steps that you were involved with to get to this point?
Right. Well, of course, contacting Shaw TV and the community access programming, there is some forms that we have to basically outline our plan, what the schedule would be, what it would involve, everything from how big a venue we're looking at to how many days and potentially how big a broadcast it would be, how many days hours it would take to produce the event. So very important that for people to know that this is available, and again, it's a great way of profiling your activity to the province and around the country.
Nigel, we appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you. Okay.
There you go. All right, that's Nigel Loring, Access producer and president of Alberta Alpine, as we take a look at the concurrent conditions here at Nakiska Ski Resort. We're back in a moment with the guy, the big decision maker. His name is Mike G., the chief of racing. Back in a moment. This is part of the Chasing Limits series here on Shaw TV.
YCOM Solutions, a proud supporter of the Chasing Limits series and Alberta Amateur Sports. Visit ycom.ca for details on their full list of communication products and services.
Shaw TV is home to the WHL regular season and the 2017 WHL playoffs. The journey will start with 22 teams and we'll have all the hits, the saves, and the goals until one team is crowned as Chanel Cup champions. For complete broadcast information, visit shawtv.ca or whl.ca.
I can't be his guardian. Well, your brother provided for your nephew's upkeep. I think the idea was that you would relocate.
Relocate to where?
Well, if you
Here?
look, it was my impression that you'd spent a lot of time here.
I swear. I'm just a backup.
Hey, nobody can appreciate what you've been through. And if you really feel you can't take this on, that's your right.
Part of the Chasing Limits series on Shaw TV. Welcome back to the Nakiska Ski Resort alongside former World Cup skier Paul Stutz. My name is Phoenix, and joining us is a gentleman with some very, very important information. His name is Mike G., who's the chief of racing. Mike, before we talk about the elephant in the room, have you decided what your plans are for tomorrow, seeing that today's GS has been canceled?
Yeah, with the conditions that we're faced with, we're grooming tonight a couple of times to get that surface as firm as possible, but slalom is our only option.
It will be slalom.
Yeah.
Okay, so the GS, Mike, has been canceled. Explain the process, the details of what happened here.
So this morning we came up, the course had already been set last night. We were looking for 3 centimeters and found about 33, which makes for some pretty tough racing. The entire athlete corps was at the top of the hill this morning at 8 o'clock to try and move as much snow off the track as we could. After about an hour of that effort with the continued snowfall, the members of the jury convened a meeting and decided that in order to make sure we had the safest conditions possible, that and to, respecting the fatigue of the athletes because they're doing a lot of the work.
As we see here, this is from yesterday actually, but absolutely right.
They've had a great week of speed skiing already, so it really just was a joint decision by the jury members that we had to call the race.
Paul has mentioned a few times too, the safety of the athletes is so key, and I'm sure that's something that's in the back of your mind every single time that you decide on making a decision like this.
Safety and fairness are the 2 biggest priorities of any race organizing committee, and that's all we can really work on. And so this morning with those soft conditions, especially GS, these guys go fast, like as you've seen this week, and they're loading the ski on soft snow, and it actually can cause some serious accidents.
So, Mike, you're not only chief of race, and as Phoenix called you, the big guy and the most important man in the mountain in charge of overseeing everything. You're also the president of our host club here, Calgary Alpine Racing.
Yes, I am. I'm a proud president of Calgary Alpine. It is a great community.
Well, it certainly is, because most of the volunteer base up on the mountain has come from that club. We've seen tireless volunteers all week, parents, family, all getting involved and done a tremendous job. I know working with Alberta Alpine closely, but Calgary Alpine Racing putting on a great week of racing for the national championships.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. I really appreciate those comments. The club has turned out in full force. We've had great support from the other clubs in the Bow Valley as well. There's lots of parents have traveled in from other parts of the country that have shown up every morning to grab their sandwich and get up here on the hill to help us with the course. It's been awesome.
That's a huge testament to the ski racing community. We have that bond and that collaboration from across the country to all create the best possible ski race for our kids here, and what a week it was.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic week. We couldn't be happier.
Do you want to, when we look at some of the athletes who've evolved from Team Alberta, or even the Canadians that we have produced, the successes of the Eric Gays and the Manny Osborne parodies, you got to be really thrilled to know that, hey, you know what? Maybe in this bunch there could be another Manny. There could be another Eric.
Let me throw another name into that mix. Calgary Alpine alumni John Kuchera just inducted into the Alberta Sports Hall of Fame. He was a world champion in 2009 and a product of your club.
Yes, he was. He's also been a coach in our club. Our kids have a great time working with Johnny.
Let's look at we're taking a live shot look here at Nakiska. You get an idea of the conditions. These are some of your guys hoofing it. Explain to us what they're doing.
They're wondering why I'm not out there helping them right now.
Right.
We're just transporting equipment, getting it down the hill. We had a lot of gear stashed at the top for the GS that we're not actually using, and we've got to move it all off the mountain.
Oh my goodness. We see the race and we see the completed course, but what has to go in every single time there's a race, this is man hours, this is hoofing it. I believe you and I were talking about 20 minutes ago, and I said, if you have a moment with us, please come by. And you looked at me and says, well, I'm just sweating here right now. So this is a lot of effort that goes into this. Let's really give the just desserts where they are deserved.
Yeah, it is a lot of effort. We've had 60 volunteers up here every day. We've got 150 athletes, and they put in a lot of effort both in track preparation as well as obviously competing.
This is not your full-time job, is it, Mike?
No.
What do you do off to the side?
I work for a software company.
Well, there you go. That's indoors.
Yeah, that's
How can
indoors.
you even do that?
Well, I love it outside, and it's, as I was just telling Nigel, this is a labor of love.
Fantastic.
Well, it certainly is. You're giving everyone else in this race credit, but a lot of credit goes to you. So thank you again for your hard work.
And your crew.
I know all of the athletes here appreciate every single bit of it.
Thanks very much, guys.
There you go. It's Mike G, Chief of Racing, President of Calgary Alpine, the host club here at Nakiska. Let's take another live shot of what we are experiencing, because right now in our world where Paul and myself are sitting, yes, we are inundated with snow, but it's, the sun has actually just peeked out its beautiful head just a few moments ago. And where else would you want to be, Paul, than right here enjoying this weather? Man, this is great.
I think that's a message we need to be sending home. Everyone at home in Calgary watching their TV, I think it's about time they turn off their TV and get in the car. There's still some snow to be had out here. I can guarantee you tomorrow will be an exciting day at Nakiska because this snow is not stopping. It will be a lot of fun on the mountain with a tremendous amount of fun to be had with all this new snow, but B, our national championships U19 slalom race to be watching.
And as we heard from Mike G just a few moments ago, you heard it here first. The chief of race says that, yes, tomorrow will be the slalom. It will be the slalom. So all of the athletes that are watching right now, they're writing that down going, okay, slalom, get my head set.
They know exactly what they're doing. They're going to be getting those skis ready. I've even seen a few athletes training some slalom today. They're taking advantage of a day off, if you will, and getting that extra little bit of training in there. And I think those are going to be the ones we're going to see on the top of the podium tomorrow.
We're going to give you more of an update on what's happening here at Nakiska Ski Resort. You're watching the Chasing Limits series on Shaw TV. More to come from Nakiska. Hang on.
Wycom Solutions, a proud supporter of the Chasing Limits series and Alberta Amateur Sports. Visit wycom.ca for details on their full list of communication products and services.
Shaw TV is home to the WHL regular season and the 2017 WHL playoffs. The journey will start with 22 teams and we'll have all the hits, the saves, and the goals until one team is crowned as Chanel Cup champions. For complete broadcast information, visit shawtv.ca or whl.ca.
I'm not special. Cancer happens to people all the time. I take 1 mile at a time, 26 miles a day. I want to set an example that'll never be forgotten. Sometimes, it feels endless. But the pain I feel is nothing. I've seen little kids in so much pain. Somewhere, the hurting must stop.
Terry Fox ran more than halfway across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Every year, millions of people around the world continue the marathon of hope in his name.
This is Isaac. He spends a lot of time in bed. He's always wanted a gaming system. His doctor told his mom and dad to reach out to Children's Wish. So they did. And then, one day, Children's Wish made his wish come true. Now, he's more connected online with friends and family.
More objects have landed around the world.
This is one of 12. I'm never going to be able to speak their words.
Got 2 days to figure something out.
I am human. It's their language. We need to make sure that they understand the difference between a weapon and a tool. Language is messy, and sometimes one can be both.
The site of the Canadian National Alpine Championships. If you can sort of see, yeah, that is Nakiska Ski Resort. We have been hit big time over the last 12, 14 hours with Mother Nature's love. There it is. But that means It's been canceled. The giant slalom that was scheduled for today has been canceled. We found out a few moments ago from Mike G, the chief of race. He says, don't worry, tomorrow we are up and running with the slalom. Welcome back. My name is Phoenix, and joining me is former World Cup racer Paul Stutz. How long did you were in the World Cup circuit?
I did about 10 years in the World Cup circuit, so no stranger to some adverse weather conditions.
Yeah.
It's an outdoor sport. This is what we get.
I guess. Let me introduce you to two great volunteers here at Shaw TV. On my far left, that is my son. That is Nolan Phillips. And over here is Manny Granado, who you've been here as a volunteer, Manny, for about 10 years now?
No, not that long.
Seems like every time I turn around, I see you, man.
Well, it's been great working with you. No, actually, I've been volunteering with Shaw for the last year and a bit. I started with the Chasing Limits series doing one of the kayak events.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we're putting you in situations, would it be fair that you're unfamiliar with?
Yes. I've had experience with TV, but nothing like this. Nothing like, a lot of sports events, which I've always wanted to do, being a sports production. So the last few events I've been part of with Shaw, it's been such an amazing experience. And the crews, you guys, the guys in the control room, the guys on top of the hill, standing in the elements, they've been so great to work with.
Well, one of the things that you may not be aware is that Manny's actually directing the show. Who's directing right now, pal? Take camera 2.
Yeah, no, it's our great leader and producer Cliff that's directing right now. So he's basically wrangling a whole set of volunteers and technicians and hosts.
And he's talking to me in the ear, yeah.
Yeah, and, he does such a great job, trying to get everything together, setting it up, running the shows and bringing everything down. So it's quite an amazing thing to see on a regular basis.
So, Manny, you said you like getting involved in sports. I'm sure you had surfing and golf, all these nice, warm summer sports in mind. But here you are up in the mountains with 30 centimeters of fresh snow.
Well, I don't think we have any chance of doing any surfing events around here. But, to be honest, when I signed up to be a volunteer for Shaw, I was thinking, I was probably going to do, some yoga show right in the studio or, in person with Mayor Nenshi. But, this has been an amazing experience, and I've been so fortunate to just be able to travel to, Nakiska and other events to see these sporting events happen.
Well, we love you being here. Okay, let's direct our attention over here to my son. This is Nolan. Hi, buddy. Good to see you again, man.
Hi.
Look, you're on TV. Yeah. So what exactly do we have you doing today?
Just like bringing different equipment and stuff down to all the cameras and just delivering stuff to the cameras.
Okay, wonderful.
You're stuck with all the manual labor, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm actually reaching back here because
but that's fine.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you've been working hard, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Putting on a production like this, there's a tremendous amount of volunteers that actually are part of the program. And, without those tireless efforts, a television broadcast like this wouldn't be possible. So who do we have now?
Well, hold on. Go ahead, Nolan. You were going to say.
No.
You having fun?
Yeah.
Would you ever recommend this to somebody to volunteer?
Yeah, but you have to be fit if you're doing this, I guess.
Well, there's a gentleman standing or crouching right beside you. So, Nolan, introduce the gentleman beside you.
This is my brother, Jace Phillips.
Hi, Jace.
Hi.
So, what's going on, man? I see you running all over the place as a volunteer here at Shaw. What kind of things do we have you doing?
Delivering stuff to cameras, which is not that much fun. Still trying to find another camera right now.
But it's one of those things that needs to happen, though, yes?
Yeah.
But yesterday was a fun day for you. Explain what you were doing.
Actually, I got to help shoot the Super G, I think it was called, yesterday.
You were one of the cameras.
Yeah, I was one of the cameramen, yeah. That was pretty fun.
It was pretty crazy, hey?
Yeah.
Now, have you ever done this before? I know you volunteered a little time at Shaw before, but have you ever done this kind of work before?
This kind of work, not really. Sort of.
Yeah. It's pretty valuable experience, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is. It's very valuable.
And you know what? Let's be honest. Jace, Nolan, my two boys, you're actually out there enjoying a little of the hill as well, too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nolan, what are the conditions like right now?
Really snowy and fluffy. Yeah.
There you go. Manny, by the way, you're doing a great job as a little interviewer there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, maybe that's the next thing we should sign this guy up for, Paul.
I would see no reason why not. Glad to see your boys out here. I know your father's been on air as our fearless leader on the host cam all week, and I think those might be some big footsteps to fill, but you're getting the experience you need to be carrying on that family name.
Boys, thank you very much. Manny, thank you as always. Really appreciate it. There you go. A glimpse into all of our volunteers that we have at Shaw TV. And again, that is just literally a small glimpse of what helps us put these productions together. And Paul, may I say, since we have a quick moment, we mentioned volunteers, but again, just a reminder, Giant Slalom canceled due to weather. The good news is tomorrow the slalom will take place here at Nakiska Ski Resort. I also want to give you a heads up as well, too. One of the things about Paul Stutz that you may not know, yes, he's been a World Cup racer for over 10 years, but one of the things is you don't do this on a regular basis here, pal, do you?
No, this is definitely something I have an opportunity to do now. I'm so grateful to be able to give back to the sport that's given me so much. I'm very fortunate to stay involved in alpine skiing in a number of different facets. I now sit on the board of directors for Alpine Canada. I've done a number of things with Alberta Alpine. But yes, this is my opportunity to be on the other side of the camera, and thankfully I'm here with you.
You're doing a great job, man. It's always great to hear your commentary as well, too. And a reminder, tomorrow we will have the slalom, the Canadian Alpine Championships, the slalom, men and women, here from the Nakiska Ski Resort. We're going to wrap it up in just a few moments, but we're back with more. It is the Nakiska Ski Resort here on Chasing Limits, part of Shaw TV. Back in a moment.
Wycom Solutions, a proud supporter of the Chasing Limits series and Alberta Amateur Sports. Visit wycom.ca for details on their full list of communication products and services.
Shaw TV is home to the WHL regular season and the 2017 WHL playoffs. The journey will start with 22 teams and will have all the hits, the saves, and the goals until one team is crowned as Chanel Cup champions. For complete broadcast information, visit shawtv.ca or whl.ca.
There's something you gotta see.
Who did this?
That's the carrot.
We have to go back up tomorrow. And then I'm gonna go up there without you. Help me. You'll have to trust me. You better come home with me.
Welcome back to Nakiska Ski Resort alongside former World Cup racer Paul Stutz. My name is Phoenix. Welcome to this beautiful winter wonderland. And that is probably the best way to describe this place, Paul.
It certainly is. Unfortunately, we don't have the giant slalom race that we had scheduled today, but they made the right decision for safety and fairness for the athletes. And I think the right call was made, but slalom tomorrow.
What they say is we saved the best for last as well, too. There he is. Come on over here, Cliff. We chatted about a number of volunteers who are part of this great operation here at Shaw TV, and it starts with a producer, somebody who has a vision, who has a focus, who wants to do something that's impressive and on large scale, and that's why we bring in this guy, Cliff Markham. Put that microphone close to your face there, kind sir. We want to see you. Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome for coming.
What a production.
It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for inviting us. Like we had any choice, Paul.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm glad to actually see him on the other side of the camera right now, because none of this would happen without this man right here.
Okay, so give us an idea. What exactly is the role of a producer? What do you do, sir, for Shaw?
Well, it depends where you're working as a producer. Typically, you're pretty much organizing everything. For this event, it's everything from crewing the volunteers to making sure you got all the camera gear, being technical and running your fiber optics, working with Resort to make things happen, and they've been great here at Nakiska. And as well as working with the ROC and Alberta Alpine, our access producer, to help pull off events like this.
Give us some ideas of some events that you have been a part of.
Oh, we've been, well, we started out actually, I think the first one was, I think you were probably working with me. I think it was U16 provincial championships for halfpipe.
Oh, that's great. That's right.
And then we went from there to doing more Canadian level, like national championships and North American championships. We were invited 2 times now with Red Bull that you work. Both you guys
Rocks and Logs.
Yeah, Rocks and Logs and Nordics out at Lake Louise is fun.
Kananaskis, some kayaking.
Yeah, we've done lots of kayaking. We did. We actually got the Canadian Para Nordic and Nordic Canadian Championships coming up. I think the 22nd, 23rd, and 25th of March, which will be a lot of fun.
Canmore, yeah.
Yeah, we've done BMX biking, hoping to do downhill in the future, but pretty much anything that's more of your alternative type of independent sort of sport. We love to cover that. They just don't seem to get enough of the broadcasting at this level.
Well, it's great to see, and although I may be a little bit biased, I think the coverage of the Alpine events have been some of your best.
Stellar.
I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of this, and I think this week is a true testament to this show. These are tough conditions, tough weather, and you make it happen.
Well, we had some challenges. I mean, we started setting up, I think it was around the 25th. Thanks to the resort for dragging our broadcast trailer up the hill.
No question.
Yeah, and then we had,
Do you want to mention the tent? Well, maybe we'll save that for another time, pal.
6,000 to 7,000 feet of fiber optics around the hill, which is it's tough to manage, and especially when we snow 16 inches overnight and we can't find the fiber optics.
Well, that's why we always talk about we need volunteers. We have so many great volunteers, and you can be a part of great productions like this one and all the ones that Cliff mentioned a few moments ago. Cliff is just one of the producers that we have at Shaw TV, but if you would like to be a volunteer, give us your sales pitch.
It depends, like, whatever you're interested in, whether it's sports, whether it's gaming, whether it's a lot of fun. So you can get yourself involved in not only like sports, if not into sports like this, you get involved in more studio shows for,
music
some
awards
health shows or music awards or even hockey games, WHL, there's lots of things you can, and if you're not into being in the cold, you can be in the studio and learn to direct like you seen Manny the other day.
There you go.
Or we've got
Ian back here.
Ian, yeah, he's a big skier, loves it, and he's running the camera right now and loves what he's doing.
So to give you an idea of what this production involves, and it starts with a guy like this, and we have so many great producers like yourself, Cliff. Yep. Thanks for stopping in and get back to work, would you, pal?
Thank you.
Okay, Cliff Markham, thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate that. The championships here, the Alpine Championships, continue tomorrow here on Shaw TV. Why was there a delay today, Paul? One word, or maybe 2 words, Mother Nature.
Yes, sir. It's obviously an outdoor sport, and that's the cards we were dealt today. We got great shots to see exactly what's happening on the hill. Thankfully, the race organizing committee was there to make the right decision for the safety of these athletes. But you know what? We've had 3 days of great racing here at this tremendous resort, and we have the slalom coming up. I think they're saved the best for last.
Cannot wait. Yeah, the men's and the women's slalom, the championships right here from an incredible place, Nakiska Ski Resort. We cannot wait. And if it does snow, it doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead with it as well. We hope you join us tomorrow for great coverage here from our crew at Shaw TV, all the volunteers and the amazing staff, and of course all of the great volunteers for the slopes here everywhere. On behalf of Paul Stutz and myself, my name is Phoenix. Thank you very kindly for joining us for this last hour as we give you an update on what's happening here at Nakiska Ski Resort. It is the Chasing Limits series on Shaw TV. Looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow on Shaw.
YCOM Solutions, a proud supporter of the Chasing Limits series and Alberta Amateur Sports. Visit ycom.ca for details on their full list of communication products and services.
Shaw TV is home to the WHL regular season and the 2017 WHL playoffs. The journey will start with 22 teams and will have all the hits, the saves, and the goals until one team is crowned as Chanel Cup champions. For complete broadcast information, visit shawtv.ca or whl.ca.
Well, I can't be his guardian.
Well, your brother provided for your nephew's upkeep. I think the idea was that you would relocate.
Relocate to where?
Well, if you look, it was my impression that you'd spent a lot of time here.
I see now. I'm just a backup.
Lee, nobody can appreciate what you've been through. And if you really feel you can't take this on, that's your right.